You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well. Look who has decided to run her mouth about Caitlin Clark fans once again. You come in, you start watching this league, you're a regular sports fan. We need you to go through a rite of passage and kneel before every WNBA player that is playing and or came before you showing up to the league. And many fans, regular sports fans, are like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that because much like Burger King, we can have it our way. All right? Nobody's going to tell us how we have to fan, right? It's so funny because you get these pundits like Elle Duncan with ESPN, and they want to conveniently forget that the NBA lost a ton of ratings when Michael Jordan retired. And a lot of those fans returned as the Shaq, Kobe, Lakers era started coming back into the league, rising to prominence. And guess what? A lot of fans never show back up at all. But the idea that fans have to bow down and give props to the Asia Wilsons of the world, not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to come on here and lie and be like, oh yeah, the league's growing because X, Y, and Z, they're so popular. When, once again, you look at the ratings aren't good. Let's not act like they're good. These people are trying to brag about these ratings once again under a new inflated system. They're just lying to people. ESPN, year over year, oh, the WNBA grew, blah. No, you got a new rating system. Had that rating system been around, they would have been inflated and they would have looked different for years now. But that rating system didn't exist. ESPN analyst breaks down issue with Caitlin Clark WNBA spotlight. Good God. I mean, Elle Duncan just can't stop. She just can't stop doing this. ESPN analyst and SportsCenter anchor Elle Duncan has come to the Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark's defense several times in the past. She's also crapped all over her, too. Let's be real. Even when some of her colleagues have been critical, there's no way y'all are trying to white knight out here for Elle Duncan, right? Is that what we're doing? Okay. Yeah, unbelievable. One example of this is when Duncan defender Clark, there's no way y'all are calling Elle Duncan a Caitlin Clark defender, was named the Time Athlete of the Year for 2024 last December, which many didn't agree with. There was a very, very small majority that said anything about that negatively. Just the old fandom. Duncan spoke on this issue with an X post. Caitlin Clark deserved the Time Athlete of the Year. As a member of the W, it automatically amplifies the league. To suggest that she's being put on an unfair pedestal because she's being recognized for a truly uncommon transformational year is absurd. It's like saying, why hand out an MVP when everyone is so important on a team? Both things can be true. Quote, sport always honors individual accomplishments, and there's nothing unfair about that. Unless it's being used to denigrate others' work. While Duncan is in Clark's corner a lot of the time, she can also see in ways which Clark's stardom has presented problems within the women's basketball community. That is a them problem, not a fans problem. Oh, I need to go back and watch this because she was on with Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. is a very, let's not get confused. It's all about Caitlin Clark. Quote, I think there is nothing wrong, Stephen A., with exceptionalizing women. You're right. Maybe the most important figure in the W is Caitlin Clark. The best player in the W is by far Asia Wilson. Why is there a need to mention other players when you're giving another player props? I don't understand it. This whole league is ate up with that. Oh, Michael Jordan's a great player, but you know that Magic Johnson. What? No, Michael Jordan's just a great player. Full stop. Quote, the problem for me, and I think the problem for some critics, for people who have exceptionalized Caitlin Clark specifically, is that a lot of the exceptionalizing is Caitlin Clark is so important to the growth and change of the W. True. And then it's the follow, but all these other, I don't know, women ain't nothing to her. It's like that part of it. It's the compliment, then the denigration of everybody else when trying to compliment Caitlin. Well, look, people say that because they're not trying to blow. Number one, there's a segment of people out there that try to blow smoke up your ass, acting like it is everybody else that's helping grow the league. That is a blatant lie. It's a lie. And some of us aren't going to go along with the lie. I mean, Angel Reese cannot sell out a Chicago Sky home game. The ratings for most of these games are still total crap. By the way, the Indiana Fever's ratings would have dropped had people factually known, Caitlin Clark wasn't coming back. That would have happened too. Quote, and that's where I have an issue. It's okay to put Clark on the cover of Time magazine. It's well-deserved, well-earned. We're not arguing or debating that. For me, the issue comes, and I think for some players in the league, comes from people saying, quote, I'm only watching Caitlin Clark and none of you are anything without her. I mean, you're a league that lost money forever and couldn't land a respectable media rights deal until Caitlin Clark came along. People aren't going to just keep blowing smoke for these players for the sake of their feelings. Quote, that is where I think a lot of the animus, the tension, really has lived. In this idea that if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you have to hate everyone else, or you have to hate her perceived enemy, or you have to somehow put down the rest of the league and praise her. That's my issue wholly. But I think it's 100% true that she has been such a driver. She has been exceptional and transformative. Period. Leave it there. Well, you didn't leave it there. I mean, that's hilarious to say, period, leave it there, and then, but you went on a 4-minute rant prior saying exactly the opposite. I mean, there's good players in this league. That's fine. But I'm sick of these people involved, the WNBA media, people that have covered it, sat back and watched it, acting like that, again, we got to go through some rite of passage or we have to bow at the altar of certain players. No. I'm going to be interested and want to watch the players I want to watch. Full stop, Elle Duncan. And don't get confused. And I hate to say this, but I am going to keep it real. Politics is part of this because I know which way Elle Duncan rolls. And she's one of the most wokest individuals at ESPN. If you gave her truth serum, absolute truth serum, everybody remember her running her mouth about Caitlin Clark? Why do you think that is? We've talked about it before. Caitlin Clark doesn't check boxes this league and their players demand that people check agendas. The Brittany Griner trifecta. Black, woman, lesbian. That's all the boxes. You know, Caitlin Clark's freaking awesome. Oh, but you didn't say shit about Paige Beckers. What? I didn't want to. Okay. I didn't want. Maybe I don't think she's awesome. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe you think she's awesome. That's okay too. I don't care. I mean, that's the thing. Why is this such a priority for these sports media figures to keep bringing this crap up? I'm not changing how I fanned. I'm not. Just not doing it. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.